Hello, hello, hello. You get glitter stitches and I get glitter stitches and our projects get glitter stitches. So today is Ask a Knitting Fairy Godmother. That's me. And we are going to continue sweater surgery because we did triage last week and this week we're going to pick up our drop stitches. Go get your project so that you can knit along. And while you do that, I want to talk about what's coming up in January, the Knitting Circle Society, where we learn how to do lots of new knitting things with intention and with new awareness and with a little wonder and awe, the sprinkle of magic, because that's what knitting is for me. And we get to knit together and meet other people who enjoy knitting and learn some stuff together. So I hope that you can join us. I'm already in anticipation of what we're going to learn together starting in January, the new year. It's a great year to try something new, and I hope you can join us. The link to sign up is in the comments below. So, sweater surgery, right? We're doing surgery. We did triage last week. We diagnosed the problem, we got our tools, and we did triage. So the bleeding has stopped, but now we have to start the mending process. And let's look at what happened. So this is a cuff, and you can see that the V-stitch columns are knit stitch and the lumps are purl stitches. And I remember, I can tell from reading this, that it's a knit to purl to ribbing across. And that becomes important because that's how we know how to pick up and fix our stitches. I also keep really good notes on my old projects, and I know that I knit this sweater with a US 9 knitting needle, that's 5.5 millimeters. So when I'm fixing things, I always go down in tool size. So I'm using a crochet hook that is smaller than what I knit because that will create more space for me to pick up my stitches. It's going to be easier. So last week we put all of our stitches on stitch holders and stitch markers, and most of them are going to stay right where they are. We're going to focus on the one that doesn't belong. So you can tell that most of the stitches are at the top and there is one that's down below. So we're going to fix the one that's down below first. The first step to fixing stitches like this is to put your crochet hook into the loose stitch. And then I'm going to free my stitch marker because the crochet hook then becomes the vehicle to hold the stitch in place. When we tease the work apart, you can see that there are horizontal bars. I'm going to get a needle to point that out. So there's a bar here, a bar here, and a bar here. That means that we have 3 more stitches to pick up. So we're going to incorporate that wide bar into the column of knit stitches. And the way that we do that is simply by having the first stitch on the crochet hook and then going underneath the bar with the crochet hook. This is where you have to be a little bit tender and a little bit firm. We're going to twist the hook a little bit and hook the bar and pull it through the first stitch. And then you can see that I've picked up the stitch, the original stitch. So now I have the next bar. So we slide the bar underneath we slide the crochet hook underneath the next bar, twist the crochet hook to capture that bar, and then manipulate the hook. See, I lost the bar. So insert the crochet hook under the bar and now twist and move the bar through the stitch. Then we have the next stitch and 1 more bar. And now I can tell that the last bar is connected to the stitches adjacent. So I know that I'm at the last stitch to pick up. So we go under, twist the hook to pick up the bar, and then through. And now I've created that column of stitches. Since it's now fixed, I'm going to put my fixed stitch onto the locking stitch marker, just like we did last week. And then now all of the stitches are on the same row level. So now I can go about fixing the actual problem. But I want to look at my inside just to double check and make sure that everything is correct. And I'm looking at the purl column that I just fixed. Here's the pink marker with my stitch that I just fixed, and all of the bars on the reverse side have been fixed. You can tell that the adjacent stitches are all lined up, there's nothing loose, and it is correct. So that is picking up your loose stitches. And as I'm looking at everything else, that's where we are. Okay, great. So next week, we're going to keep working on this. We have one more step left. We're going to unknit the problem area and then redo the bind off. So make sure that you follow me so that you get the third and final session of sweater surgery and you can see what the finished product looks like. So I will see you next week. Keep knitting.